last week, I can't monetize, and the reason is I think is that the thumbnail there was a coat in the background that examining it I thought that coat looks a little bit like human flesh, like a body. It was a coat, it was a wrinkled up coat, but it did look. So I deleted the thumbnail, but it still hasn't come back. It's still not monetizable. So maybe there's some other thing at work here. But you know, I think the YouTube algorithm has decided to hate me forever. So it's terrible though. I don't think that they should be using computers in order to do these algorithms because well, I do a lot of things where I like surveys and things like that where you have to do are you a robot test. I'm not a robot. You tick the thing, and a lot of the time you have to do the little recapture things and decide what the pictures are. Is there a car in this picture? Yes. Well, a robot wouldn't know that. Hello, hello. A robot wouldn't know that. Obviously, a robot doesn't know when a human body is in a picture and it decides that there's a naked woman in the background when it was an old overcoat. That's all it was, an old overcoat. But clearly, that is not something that the algorithm that YouTube uses differentiates. So it's really terrible that it's people are losing money and livelihood. I mean, I don't make much money on this, so it doesn't make much difference to me really. Whether it gets, it's by the by, really. Doesn't really make a lot of difference to me. Hello, Terry. It doesn't make a lot of difference to me because I make nothing. But some people might be devastated by this whole thing. They've got new terms and conditions. And I was going through it, and like none of my videos in any way, shape or form flout any of these terms or conditions, and yet some of them are still, no, you can't monetize this. It's like, why not? Because you can show a shoulder. I'm showing a shoulder in one of them. Oh no, the shock. The shock, it's like in Victorian times. An ankle? Oh my goodness. So basically that's as far as it goes. And yet, there's probably about 24 videos. I mean, I've got 950, so it's probably a good hit rate, but there's about 24 videos that I can't. So somebody just accepted my friend's request there. I'm like, oh, good. Yes, I was waiting for that. There's about 24 videos that I cannot monetize because of some silly algorithm problem. Like I've said the word Russian in it about DNA. My dad is Russian DNA. Oh no, Russian, you can't say Russian, you can't monetize that. Oh no, there's a shoulder, you can't monetize that. Oh no, you said the word ripple. That sounds a little bit like something else with an N at the start of it. It sounds like, yes, it's a part of the human body, you can't monetize that. I really don't know what the whole thing is. Oh, look, there was an apron there. That's probably going to show up in the sort of computerization and go, no, an apron, that looks like something else. That looks like something else. That's definitely not going to be able to. It doesn't make much difference anyway, really, because I can't monetize anything, really. What a waste of time. Because nobody's watching my videos. And because I didn't realise that I hadn't done any videos that weren't live videos since May. So I put the Crystal Palace one up last week, which is quite a long video. Fair enough. Maybe people weren't going to be interested or watching it. But my own mother said, what? When I said, did you watch my Crystal Palace video, Mother? You usually say something. You usually like everything I do. No, she said, what's that? Because nothing's getting sent to anyone. Nobody knows about me anymore. I may as well not exist. I may as well not exist. Anyway, I finished my job that I had, which was very nice. I got lots of cards and flowers and a robot. No, it wasn't a robot. It was a hippopotamus. I know the person that made it had made robots for other people. A hippopotamus made of a cardboard box and sort of the in rolls of kitchen rolls and some batteries for eyes and a straw for a mouth. Hello, Boheme. Very nice to meet you, to see you. Have you changed your name? I think, yes. I don't know. Yeah, so that's what I got. And some wine, and some chocolate, and a pot plant, and some flowers, which I've left. Hello, that was my mother. She's making beans on toast. Hello, say hello. Hi. See, beans on toast. Thank you, Midlands Goat. You've saved my life. And now I can afford to eat beans on toast forever. Thank you. That's the first one I've ever had. That is the first tip I've ever had from the live stream. They're called super live chat things. Ooh, Oh, oh, I'll remember you forever. That's like, oh, that's like double what I've made on YouTube in the last 5 million years, almost. Not quite, but it's getting there. Wow! Thank you, Midlands Go. I don't know what I can get with that. Oh, anyway, yeah. Thank you so much. So that's really very, very, very generous and kind. Hee. I'm rich. I'm a millionaire. Yeah. So I did have a couple of. I got some chocolates, and I got £2. I could buy more chocolates. I could buy all the chocolates I want. Hello, Remy. And so I have, yeah. So what I'm going to do, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to get, I need to relaunch the channel in some way, but I don't know what to do. Because I have heard that once you've messed up your algorithm, that's it. There's no going back. And there's so many things you can't say or do or think or anything anymore. Oh, YouTube, you taunt us, you taunt us, you taunt us. And so I need to, I mean, I know I haven't made many videos lately, but I've been preoccupied. I've had a day job and I've not really been up to it, so I haven't had time. But I've got a couple of spare hours now. I'm not going back to work until September. Although I will be up in Edinburgh at some point at the end of the month, and not the end of this month, because it is the end of this month, the end of August, about the 12th probably, and I'm going to do some random shows. I'm not entirely sure what, because the whole point of my random shows, as I've said before, is that they're random. It's like, what do you want to see? So if anyone turns up to my show, I'll just ask them what they want and I'll do that. So about my YouTube videos, I do not know what I'm going to do. I don't know, because if nobody's watching them, even if I did amazing, splendid, super content, if YouTube's decided that nobody's going to see it and it's going to penalise me for not doing anything since May, then what's the point, really? But I know. I miss that What's That Vegetable too, but I've made most of the vegetables. There's not many vegetables left. You should just go and watch the others. Hello, good evening, Steve. You should just rewatch all the vegetables and then, because some of them I've done twice, some of them I forgot that I did. And I was like, oh, well, that's just a redux of the other one. It's like, no, because I'd forgotten I did that vegetable because it's so long since I did them. I can't think of any more vegetables to do, really. I go to like exotic vegetable places and check out the vegetables, the exotic vegetables, and I go, oh, and then I go, no, I've made that vegetable already. There are a few that I haven't made. I haven't made cassava, but the reason I think I've said in the past is cassava is a very big thing. It's massive. You have to get a huge lump of it, and also it's sort of semi-poisonous if you don't cook it properly. So I'd be afraid because budget requirements, I would have to cook it after I made the video so that I can eat, because I spent so much on it, really. Yes, Marie Antoinette, I could do her, I suppose. I didn't need to, yeah. Marie Antoinette, though, that's a bit triggering, because when I did that with somebody else that I was working with a show with, and they grew to hate Marie Antoinette, so much so that they really grew to hate me. And I blame Marie Antoinette. It's maybe partly me, but because I was doing the character a lot, and there was 2 or 3 characters. I was also doing Cleopatra at the time live, and a little bit of Annie Oakley, and I also did what's her name? She's Borgia, Lucretia Borgia. But mostly I did Marie Antoinette because I knew what I was doing with Marie Antoinette, and I was trying to nail down the character. Because I was doing the same thing almost, nailing it down every night, they decided that they didn't like that, and they didn't like the way that she was. Hello, Tux the Penguin. So Marie Antoinette very much is a bit of a sort of sore point with that, because I thought the character was very funny. I could do fruit, yes. I suppose that's a sort of offshoot, ha ha ha, vegetable related. Fruity. I could do fruit, but it's all, and I suppose, did I do tomato? I'm sure that some of the vegetables count as being fruit anyway, so I've sort of have done fruit, so I suppose I've got no excuse. And also I did a banana. No, I'm alright. I've got a yellow vest, actually. I don't need one, thank you, Remy. I've got one, which is also triggering because I used my yellow vest in another show that I also annoyed the other person. I think probably I have worked with other people and got on very well with them. A lot of other people. But there's a few people that really are pig sick of me really quickly. And yes, because I did Mike Twonk had a yellow vest, so I've got yellow. So Mike Twonk, who I was going to really do more about Mike Twonk because I had a dream about him, see. I woke up that I did this stupid character, this stupid blonde idiot character, man character on a talk show, and the talk show person, I still do Vardaria. No, see, that's it. I should still do Vardaria because the other person in Vardaria is still here. He's still with us, and we keep saying and I never fell out with him, so that's fine. He's my landlord, so I know where to find him. So we could do Vardaria, definitely. Yes, Minka and I want to say, what's his name? Oh no, I've forgotten the name of. Anyway, I've forgotten the name of the character. Anyway, yes, we could do Vardaria. Vardaria was also a sort of divisive one, in that some people saw it and thought it was amazing and so funny, and some people went, I really don't get Vardaria. But I could do Vardaria again, and I did. I just need to get back into the mindset of Vardaria because that involved improvisational music. Not very good improvisational music, or was it? It was genius. It was sort of just basically, and really, my instrumentation skills are dodgy. So it was very much, they were amazing songs. You should go rewatch those. But we could do that again. I should do that again. That actually went down quite well live when we actually did speak English. It was improvised. What do you think? The shock of it all. Yes, so maybe we should do some more of that. Yeah. There are some Vardaria tapes that were never released to the public. We did a lot more that we didn't edit. So I don't know where they've gone. It's the trouble. I've gone through 4 or 5 computers and quite a few cameras since then. But somewhere in the archives there might be more Vardaria tapes that need to be released. Definitely. Yes, I do. I've just had a bread and butter job. I was working in schools and working very hard, and that was fun. Let's leave that there. But I'm going to be doing that as well. I'm going to be working in different schools. I work in schools and yes, and help educate young minds. Whether I'm the right person to do that, I don't know, but I do. I help. And I don't think I'm making them any worse than they were. And I might make some of them better. Who knows? But yeah, we won't know for a long time, because that's the thing with young people. You help them and then you won't know whether they turned out good until long after you've left. So hopefully I've done a good job there. Let's hope. Yeah, so that's I have got bread and butter jobs. Well, I have to, because even though my lovely Midlands goat's £2, I'm really happy about that. And even though I sold one of my books on Amazon, only today, I'm rich. I sold a book that I'll get probably £2 for, and Midlands goat's £2. So yes, but I did pay money to come home to see my parents, so that sort of cancelled that out. But even so, well, yeah, I do need to get other jobs as well, and hopefully I will get some money for some of my Edinburgh shows, but it's going to cost me more to get there. Can I speak French? No. My French is shit, really. Merde. That's. I don't know whether that's going to get me demonetized just for saying that. Well, I said it in 2 languages. It does say don't say any swear words at the beginning of your video or a lot through. I don't know what that counts as. I think I can probably just get away with that. No, I got all the way through on Duolingo, the French tree and the Welsh tree. But I was just watching a thing in Welsh and I was like, I don't know any of this. And French, I think I'm more solid with, but not solid enough to actually say anything. I mean, I stayed with French relatives for a month once, and I don't know. I'm not with that school anymore, because I'm a sort of itinerant school person, in that I go wherever I'm needed. I'm like Lassie or the latest Tobo. It's like, la la la, I've gone there and I've done something good for the children and saved lives, and probably not saved lives, but helped, and then I move on. It's basically agency work. So yeah, so some of them are a lot more long term than others. Some of them are just a day, and some of them are 4 months. and some of them are half a day, and some of them are just lunchtime. I have done dinner supervisor as well. I'll just do whatever. I'll just do whatever I can, really. So I don't know where I'm going with that. Anyway, so yeah, so I have to do day jobs. No, they are not. End of story. No, they're not. And also, I found out from talking to other people from different agencies that the same job can pay very different rates depending on where you are. I think the Brexit's a stupid idea. I don't know whether you want to get rid of Britain. I don't want us to get rid of the rest of Europe because I like Europe. I think it's a good place to be. And we're never going to move from Europe. We're still in Europe. We're not going to be very friendly with Europe, and they're not going to like us, and we're going to have no money and no anything. So I think it's a terrible idea, really. I do sort of, yes, and that's one of the other reasons. I see what you mean. Social media, you can't really talk about things on social media, so yeah, so that's why. But you can say that you work in education. That's not against the law, but I can't say specifics, nor would I want to, because that's intruding on people's. So I won't say where I've worked, or who I've worked with, or who I've worked for, or what. I'm obviously not going to say the names of anybody that I worked with in any way, because why would I? But I have worked, and that's that. I've worked. So there you go. But no, NDA's on how much I get paid or whatever. I'm not going to be specifying things, but I know very much so that I get paid more at this one agency that I'm with than I got paid at the last agency for the same job. But somebody else I work with got paid even more. What can you do? Yeah. It is the first 50th anniversary. No, I don't think it was a hoax. I don't think it was a hoax. But I'm going to see my cosmonaut video, and then you'll see the Russian things. I haven't seen the equipment that the Americans use. The Russian stuff looks flimsy but workable, and I do believe that they went. And so I do believe that the Americans went as well, because they were very much in competition at the time, and they probably put more money than they should have done into that, just because they're competitive people. So no, I don't think it was a hoax. I think it was true, because most things are very expensive if it was, yeah. And also CGI is rubbish now. Like, have you seen the new Lion King? It's supposed to be live action, is it? Yes, it's CGI. It's very dodgy CGI. It's terrible. Terrible. So that long, 50 years ago, I mean, you look at the first Toy Story, which at the time was a remarkable feat. Oh, amazing first Toy Story. But you look at the new Toy Story, and it's much better than the first Toy Story. And yet it's still better than, yeah, they're all better than Lion King. I haven't seen all the Lion King. Maybe, yeah. Hello, Shmai. Yes, as I was just saying, Keris, I'm better. Dinosaurs, yes. I'm better at speaking Welsh than I was. I read an article today that said, I read the headline of the article. I couldn't read it because it was a Times article. It was behind a paywall. But I read the first paragraph of it, and it said that scientists or something have found that Welsh is more difficult to speak than Spanish because more people speak Spanish, or something stupid like that. So, and apparently the more people speak a language, the more people can speak the language. Something weird like that. That it has the format changes, and it's the sort of, it makes more sense to your mind. So if it's in a small community, it's difficult to understand. But this is probably why I understand French more than Welsh, and also because I've learned more French, but also because I'm not. I asked my mum today, when did I start speaking? And she said, oh yes, I read this. Babies start speaking at 18 months. It's like, not what? Yes, it was ridiculous. I don't understand what that is. Yeah, it was. Anyway, I'm trying to work out when I'm going to be able to speak Welsh, because I'm trying hard. I was watching a programme about Ecosmos. Ecosmos, is it? That's right. Anyway, watching a programme about the cosmos in Wales, and I was astounded by it, because there were quite a lot of Welsh-speaking scientists. That was the main thing. What can I say? Not an awful lot. This is what I was watching this, and I was like, I know that, AMSA. I know that word. Oh, I know that word. Gutter. I can't do the accent because the thing is, because I'm mostly learning on Duolingo, and whereas some of the Duolingo things, some of the questions are saying the words out loud. They don't have that on the Duolingo one, so it's very much stuck here. It's not coming out of my mouth. I know what it sounds like, but I haven't got to the talking part of it. So I understand more than I can talk, and that's the same with French as well, because I'm sort of like, there's a little Welsh. Try it, and I'll tell you whether I understand it, and then I won't be able to answer you in Welsh, but I might be able to answer you in English because I might be able to understand it. You know what I mean? Because I'd be like, I know the words, but I'm not got the confidence to say them because I'm not in a sort of, I don't know, maybe if I was in a maelstrom of, well, that's not the word, a cauldron of Welsh. It's like, I understand a lot of languages more than I can speak. I'm fairly good at knowing what people are saying. Like, I think I said a while ago that somebody was saying something in a foreign language about, and I was like, oh, anyway. If I go into specifics, then I give too much away about the people, and I'm like, oh, I can't do that. Oh no. Yeah. Difficult. But yeah, I think I understand a lot of things more. Like Portuguese, the one on Duolingo, I'm just whizzing through it, but I don't think I can speak Portuguese, and I don't know how I'm understanding what it's like. I see the words, and I'm like, well, I know what that means. It's like, have you learnt much Portuguese? Not an awful lot. How do I know what that means? Two good ears are very much better, yes. So, see that. Go away, apron. You're going to look like something. German. I don't know. I haven't really. Yes. See, that's. Oh. It's, yes. That's the trouble. That's an oxymoron, really. It's not oxymoron. It's just, it's difficult, really, to be intolerant to intolerance. Yeah. I'm not absolutely against anything. Let's just work on things. Do I like cathode or... See, I know some of those words. Oh, no. Q. Are they programs? Cathode. Oh, I don't know whether I like them. I don't know whether I like either of them because I'm not sure what they are. Yeah, do I like cathode or kun? I don't know what cathode or kun are. But yes, both of them. I don't know what they are. See, it's a bit patchy. It's like the actual structure I sort of understand, and then I'm like, I know that word and I know that word, but I only know cats or dogs, of course. See, that's it. I was like, is it? It's because also the mutations. So a lot of the things in gath or key, and so I'm like, oh no, I have to. Woo! There's a dog. Hello, Key. He's called Rufus. Yeah. So I know some of the way that if you got gath or key, then I was like, yeah. Yeah, because of the way that the thing that I'm learning is, I don't know all the word. You know how you. Oh my gosh, I can't even remember the English words for things. Dachshund. No, he's not. He's a bug. He's part Boston Terrier and part pug. Yes, I do like Gath Aki. Kath Aki. Kath and Kim. Yeah, I love Kath and Kim. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do I like cats or dogs? I do like cats and dogs. That's it. Somebody asked me that once, and I thought that they wanted me to say cats, and I said cats, and they were like, no, and I'm like, dogs, and they're like I'm just going with what you want me to say because I like cats and dogs. I don't have a preference. It depends what you're talking about. I like cats and I like dogs. I'm slightly allergic to cats. I like them. I like dogs. I like them. So, yeah. So I sort of half understood what you're saying. This is what I'm saying. It's like, now you've explained what it is, Keris. I'm like, oh, of course it is. It's, it's when you, yeah. It's just a different, when words change. It's like, oh no. And that's the trouble with Welsh as well. It's because the words change depending on the context and whether there's a feminine before it and whether there's a la da 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 da. Somebody said, is there a capital N in Gogleth? They said after in, and I said surely it's the in Gogleth. So yeah, exactly. I'm just like, yes. So that's the trouble with the sort of languages that there's a lot of differences and you have to know it. This is it with English. You just, because I learned English and I just knew it. That's why I wanted to know when I could speak English and when I understood it. But I'm thinking probably about 2 years. Probably when I was about 2 I sort of understood what was going on. And I've only been learning Welsh since November. So I suppose this inevitable that I'm not going to know a lot, but I know things like Amster, mile, in all. Yeah. Hello, Andy. Yeah, 50 years of practice. If I did that, start. Yeah. Say something in Welsh is good. Yeah, I did the first 3 or 4 things of say something in Welsh, and I was like, yes. But then I didn't have enough room on my phone and I deleted it and forgot to get it back. So that's the trouble with that. So maybe I should go back to that. But that's good because it tells you the thing and then you're like, I know what to say then, because it breaks it down into little chunks. La 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 la. And that's good to get confidence in talking. With the French, now, ow, my hand hurts there. With the French, I don't know, because I've got French relatives, so technically I should be able to speak it better, and I've had more sort of exposure to French, even though I was brought up in Wales. It's the wrong part of Wales to be really. Although saying that, somebody said that there's a Welsh unit in a school that's right opposite, like right outside the door. I can see it, and I was like, I didn't know that. Because my grandmother had been a dinner lady at that school when it didn't have a Welsh unit, so I didn't know, and it's closed now. So I'm like, oh no, there's no Welsh speakers around here. There's some when you look out the window. Oh, right, they don't talk to me. They obviously don't feel comfortable talking to me. But as I said a couple of weeks ago, last time I came home, around the time there was Easter eggs on special offer because it was just after Easter, so that was April. I did go in the local Tesco and I heard a child talking to his mother or her mother, I can't remember, about Easter eggs in Welsh, and I was like, I know what they're saying. Oi, yeah. Anyway, yes I do. And that was the first time that I'd ever heard anybody speaking Welsh out in the open, in the public, in this area. Even though I know that there's Welsh schools. There's a Welsh school at the top of a mountain, and there's another Welsh school my dad used to teach, and it stopped being a secondary modern and turned into a Welsh school. So I know, and also my cousin's child goes to that very school, a Welsh school. So I know that there are Welsh speaking people. They don't speak Welsh to me. I tried to engage my cousin's child in Welsh, and then I realised I couldn't remember any Welsh, and I'd lost it. I looked really stupid, so I decided not to. But I think she can speak Welsh and French and English, so obviously it's good to learn lots of languages. I'm all in favour of learning lots of languages, so I just need to get my head around it. But I want to concentrate a little bit more on the Portuguese now. I'm still going to carry on with the Welsh because I really haven't got my head around it, and the French a bit, but then put more effort into Portuguese because I don't know any. Well, I feel like I'd be good at Portuguese because I'm going by the fact that I sort of understand it anyway when I'm seeing it written down, and I can sort of say it. I can sort of say the words, but I really need, say something in Welsh. I do need to get that so that I can practice saying things. Anyway, am I spreading myself too thin, or am I just? No, I am. I'm not doing it all at once. Since there's like a tree in Duolingo. There's a Welsh tree, which I've got to the end of it. I'm on like, and then you can go through it and through it and through it and through it. And I'm on at least level 3 on all of them, the things. I've got to the end of the tree. And I want to, you can go up to level 5. And I think they've changed it so there's other things you can do. But I'm only up to level 1. Yes, they're good, three good languages, especially rubbish and gibberish. They're the best. Vardaria, swear by them. So yes, I speak the language of Vardaria. That's what everything that I say sounds like all the time. So right, I'm gonna go now. But thank you very much for listening, because you £7 and £2. It's just a miracle, a miracle. Ah. Saved. Poldark time. Yes, I don't want people to miss Poldark. I don't watch it, but I know that other people do. And maybe I'll start watching it. Cornish! That's what I'll learn next. Cornish. Alright then. I'll see you soon then. Bye bye. A little bit, but not completely.